Okay, so the ranking system. Okay, so guys, I am on my time of the month, so I figured why not read some of the people on Reddit's horror stories about their time of the month. Because what better way to kick off my period? Anyways, so our ranking system is going to be E. Embarrassing. Wait, no. Our first one is going to be S. Sweet. I mean, kind of embarrassing, but overall just really sweet. And then we've got E. Embarrassing, but you're gonna live. Might be at the top of the school or of your Hunter family for a few days, but you'll live. And then we've got girl, not your fault. And then we've got, which is G. And then we've got, so we've got S, E, G. So then we've got, girl boss. Just kidding. We're gonna do, boss. Not your fault, girl. But you might want to lock yourself in your room for a while. And then for our last here, it's going to be, let's see, L. Lock yourself up and never come out. Anyways, so now let's get into the first one by Opposite Benefit 804. One day, while my mom was recovering from a surgery, I had to go out with her to do the heavy lifting. Went from perfectly fine, my period, at a 2 out of 10 pain level to a sudden shocking pain through my spine. Instant 10 out of 10. Oof. I started shaking. Couldn't focus. I sat down on the ground with my head in my hands, rocking back and forth. I had no strength in my hands. Couldn't even clench my fingers. According to my mom and sister. Sorry, not sisters, just sister. My eyelids were twitching and pupils were dilated. I was probably 15 at the time. My sister would have been 8 to 9-ish. And again, my mom was recovering from surgery. I'm only 5'4", 115 pounds, but I'm a farmer and all muscle. Neither of them could carry me, so I remember dragging myself through the store and parking lot while they directed me to our car. I collapsed in the back seat, could hardly breathe. I felt like something had broke inside of me. I had been wearing dark black baggy pants at the time. They were soaked. I pulled them down and had thick blood running down to my knees. I'm fine with seeing blood and normally have heavy periods, but this time seeing it made me throw up and pass out. Don't remember after that. Oh, girl, you'll survive, but kind of embarrassing. That's honestly kind of embarrassing, but you'll survive. Hopefully. Oh, now we've got a second story by the same person. Also remembered a second story. When I was in 9th grade, we had a surprise mile run. First off, I didn't have the right shoes. Was instead in thrifted combat boots. Was already annoyed by that. Then halfway through my first lap of 6 laps, my period started. My legs were on fire. I felt like throwing up, and I felt the blood running down my legs, but since I was in black leggings, figured no one would notice and ran harder. Got to my 3rd lap, and the heel of my combat boot broke off, and thought, fuck it, I've already gone this far. Took off my boots and threw them to the side of the track. Turned out, it was way easier running in socks. I caught up to the front and just ran as hard as I could. Halfway through the 5th lap, I finally ran out of breath and slowed down. People passed me, and a guy who liked me said, "Holy shit, Allie, ew." Oh. I looked down, and instead of just running down my black leggings, my period went up. We had to wear a white PE shirt. Oh, I had a full-ass rainbow of period blood up the front of my white shirt. Oh, I didn't even think that could happen. Neither did I, girl. Neither did I. So there I was. No shoes and a blood-stained shirt, being stared at by half the people in my class and my sexist male PE teacher, who, by the way, then accused me of losing my period and breaking my boot to get out of the mile, which of course would make perfect sense considering I was on my 5th lap of 6th lapped mile. Yeah, Then I had to walk to the other side of my school campus to the locker rooms, still in just socks, broken boot in hand, blood down to my ankles. Girl, no. That is a straight up L. Lock yourself in your room and don't ever come out. Okay, now let's find another one, guys. Okay, by laughing my... Okay, so by LMAOOO wit, we've got... This one isn't really horror, but mortifying, laughing my ass off. I got my period at 10 and wasn't comfortable with the way pads felt yet, and I used to have a light flow, so I would stack up 3 panty liners and use it as a pad. Oh, girl, good for you. Improvising. I was in school and it went completely out the back. Didn't even touch the pad, and I didn't realize until like 2 p.m. Oh, girl. The one that was kind of scary, though, was that last year, one day I started feeling off at like 11:30, and then by 12 p.m. I was fully shivering and sweating. Wasn't sure if this was a reaction to the new medication I started because I was on my period, or a mix of both. Or because I was on my period, or a mix of both. Sorry, let me correct that. I am anemic, though, since my flow is extremely heavy. Anyway, by 1:30, I'm fully out of it and super dizzy. I get home and convince myself it's just because I'm tired. This happened on a Wednesday, and I always have a lot to do on these days. The sleep does nothing to help, lol, and I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to skip that. Maybe I'll be okay for dance. So I go back to sleep and wake up and still feel horrible. Around 8 p.m. I get to go to the bathroom and I feel even worse. And to get back to my room, I had to pass the staircase and didn't want to fall down. So I went to my parents' room. The second I stepped foot in their room, I fell to the ground so hard, laughing my ass off. It literally left a scar because of the staple in the floor. I felt so weak and heavy, I literally couldn't get up for a good 30 to 45 minutes. I go to sleep and wake up the next morning, and I go to my parents' bathroom. I go to the bathroom, and as I'm leaving, my head hits the wall so hard, it literally broke it, and I passed out. And then I apparently hit the shower on the opposite side of the room, and a couple seconds later, oh girl, my mom started screaming at me, so I just crawled back to bed, laughing my ass off. I had a concussion. Anyways, after that, I felt a little better. Urgent care sent me to the hospital because my hemoglobin was low and they gave me iron. I checked the results when I got home, and it said bacteria was in my blood, so I scheduled a regular doctor appointment for Saturday, and I wake up on Saturday with a humongous bacterial infection on the side of my face from where I hit my head in the wall. Anyways, yeah, that one moment caused a lot of problems for me. LOL, sorry for it being so long. Oh girl, I feel so bad for her. Okay, this one is Low Temporary 2366. So this was back in July 2019, and I was traveling to the U.S. for the first time. I had never traveled before, and I had also just gotten my period for the first time like 2 months before, so I had no idea how to navigate anything around periods. My first 2 periods were super light, and there was like hardly any blood on the bed, so that's how I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so the flight had stopped in a country before going to the U.S. My lower belly was hurting, and I suspected it could have been my period, but I had no idea when it was due or how often it was supposed to happen, so I just put on a liner. There was no blood. Anyway, I was on the plane, and it felt like blood was coming out. Little 11-year-old me was like, I don't know. Side note, I saw a cute guy looking at me, and I thought he wanted me so bad, but he was probably looking at my blood-soaked jeans. Oh, poor girl. Oh, I feel so bad for her. Anyways, I really needed to use the washroom, and I was getting irritated because we had to wait for our suitcases to come around by the baggage claim. We were in the airport in New York, I think JFK International or something. And my dad was getting irritated with me because I kept telling him I needed to use the bathroom, but he just wanted to get the suitcases. When I sneezed, blood exploded in my pants, like my whole pelvic area was covered in blood. I wanted to cry so bad because a million people probably saw, and my dad was asking me why I didn't know that my period is due. Like, I wasn't even taught about periods, so how was I supposed to know? I wanted to cry so bad because my family had me walking around in bloody jeans for a good while. Oh, girl, that's so not fair to you. That was also the first horrible period I've ever gotten because it lasted 9 days and was super painful. 0 out of 10. Wouldn't ever recommend again. I hate periods. Oh, girl, trust me, so do I. They're not fun. Oh yeah, and during that time I went swimming at a water park without a pad because my family didn't want me to use tampons because apparently that's for grown folks. And when I came out the pool and started walking around, my swimsuit bottoms were red, laughing my ass off. The things we have to go through as girls. Your poor soul. No. Oh, poor girl. Anyways, I'm gonna end that one here. Because, well, I'm getting tired, so bye, guys! Make sure to subscribe for more period horror stories and lots of other stuff.